Hi, and welcome to today's Puppet Post. Today's story is called Lord Rex, the Lion Who Wished, and it's about this lion. Have you ever made a wish? I know everybody has. Well, this lion, Lord Rex, was always making wishes. If it was raining, he would wish the sun was shining. If the sun was shining, he would wish it was raining. He was constantly making wishes. One day, Lord Rex was walking through the jungle, kind of looking around, when all of a sudden he saw a bird. Now that bird had a beautiful tail. Lord Rex took one look at that bird and said, "Wow, I wish I had a tail like that." You can imagine his surprise when the little bird said, "You do? Well, I'm a magic bird. You've made your wish. Now you shall have your tail." And before Lord Rex knew it was happening, his own tail came off, and in its place, he grew a tail that looked exactly like the bird's. "Whoa," said Lord Rex. "That is an amazing tail. Look at that. That's fantastic." Well, he continued along his way through the jungle, but he was so busy looking at his tail, he was not looking where he was going, and he ran, poof, right into an elephant. Well, the elephant was using his trunk to move a log out of the way. Lord Rex just stared and said, "Wow, look at that nose. I wish I had a nose like that." Well, you can imagine his surprise when the elephant said, "You do? Well, you shall have your nose." And before Lord Rex knew what was happening, his own nose fell off, and in its place, he grew, are you ready for this? An elephant nose. So he continued through the jungle, waving his elephant nose, looking at his bird's tail, not paying attention to where he was going, and who should he run into but poof, he ran into a kangaroo. The kangaroo was hopping through the jungle. Boing, boing, boing. "Wow," said Lord Rex, "would you look at those legs? I wish I had legs like that." Well, he was not particularly surprised this time when the kangaroo said, "You do? Well, then you shall have legs just like mine." And before he knew it, his own legs fell off, and in their place, he grew, you guessed it, kangaroo legs. And so, Lord Rex was bouncing through the jungle, waving his elephant's trunk, looking at his bird's tail, and once again, not paying attention to where he was going. And who should he run into but a giraffe? Boom! "Wow," he said, "look at that neck. I wish I had a neck like that." Well, this time he was not at all surprised when the giraffe said, "You do? Well, I happen to be a magic giraffe, and you've made your wish. Now you shall have your neck." And before he could even blink, his own neck started to grow up and up and up and up. And now he was going through the jungle, stretching his long neck, wiggling his elephant nose, bouncing on his kangaroo legs, and looking at his beautiful tail. Well, after all this walking around the jungle, he was a bit thirsty. So he went to the watering hole. He bent down to take a drink. And when he did, he saw the silliest animal he'd ever seen in his life in the water. And he looked down, he started laughing. "That's the silliest animal I've ever seen." But then it occurred to him, whenever he laughed, the animal in the water laughed too. Oh no! And it dawned on him, the animal in the water was his own reflection. And his laughter turned to crying, and he said, "Oh no, what have I done with all my silly wishes? Oh, I wish I were just a lion again." Out of nowhere, another lion appeared and said, "What seems to be the problem here?" Lord Rex turned and said, "Well, look at me. I used to be a handsome lion like you, but now I look ridiculous. I wish that I was a lion again." "Well," said the lion, "have you learned your lesson?" "Oh, yes," said Lord Rex. "I'm not going to make these silly wishes all the time anymore." "In that case," said the lion, "you have made your wish." Just a minute. Let me take one more look." Lord Rex looked one more time into the pool of water, said, "Okay, go ahead. You have made your wish. Now be yourself." And before Lord Rex could blink his eye, his neck slimmed down, his elephant nose disappeared, and his very own nose returned. His kangaroo legs came off, and his very own lion legs came off. And last of all, his bird's tail disappeared, and his beautiful own lion's tail disappeared. And from that day on, Lord Rex was very contented to be himself, and he also was very careful what he wished for. He made sure that he wished things like, "Have a nice day," and things like that. But every so often, it's always fun to make a wish and wonder about what could be. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story. See you next week for another Puppet Post. Bye!